Walton County citizens, this is Mike Sledge running for Walton County Sheriff. Today we're here based off of misconduct and violation of oath of office of our sheriff. A lot of people are asking, well, what does that really mean? That means there was actions and words and things done that violate law, violate trust. I did a open records request from the City of Monroe Police Department based off of the memorandum which was issued back in June 20th of 2016. It no longer allowed body cameras in the jail, which automatically that threw up a red flag in my mind, knowing that body cameras have been in the jail for several years prior to that. Roughly about 2011 is when City of Monroe started allowing body cameras to be on the streets and on their officers. So I went to the City of Monroe. I did an open records request on the actual incident, the same incident that Fox 5 wanted footage of. Randy Travis came down and did an interview with Joe Chapman, the Sheriff's Department, which stated, "We have nothing to hide. You can get you can get video." Let me reiterate, you can get video footage. There's no audio. During my investigation and reviewing footage, things came to light. And I totally understand now why a memorandum was issued after that arrest. Again, while in the comforts of your own home, you're not worried about things until a stranger finds out things that shouldn't be done in your own home. This body camera caught things based off of comfort and complacency. I would like to actually go ahead and play the footage, allow you to open your minds and be receptive of what's going on here. However, I must inform you, there is profanity. There are subtitles with the words that are typed out in profanity. So I ask if you have any minors or anybody that is close by that you do not want to hear bad language or threats, I would ask that you please remove them from your room or the viewing area prior to me actually hitting play here in a second. Such actions came from the current sheriff. These were gross negligence. It's embarrassing. And personally, it's unacceptable. Not only from a deputy, but the head official of an agency. The head official of an agency is there to set a standard, to lead by example. You don't lead from the rear with bad examples. I'm going to go ahead and play the footage now. And again, I apologize for the profanity that's involved. However, this is truth. This is stuff that happens on a daily basis. The question is, how many more times prior to this video have occurred? What else is going on? We know for a fact that there's been suicides. There's been gross negligence. And here, we're doing terroristic threats, threatening individuals' bodily safety while incarcerated or while in custody of the Walton County Sheriff's Department. again, since 2011, body cameras. On this actual date, this incident, Walton County Sheriff's Office responded to the rock quarry in Loganville, Ansley Lake subdivision. To my understanding, several individuals were arrested for trespassing / possible swimming at the rock quarry, where there's actually there's trespassing signs actually present. However, the question I have here is, was trespassing worth what they had to hear here? Was it worth the threats from a top official?
He'll be back here in a minute, but we're going to ride him and send him. 01 will be back here in a minute, but we're going to ride him and send him out. We're going to release him on copy.
The voice you're currently hearing is Major Damian Mercer, basically stating that the sheriff was coming down to address the issue and address the individuals that were detained or arrested during this incident. Basically, they're saying we're going to ride them and then send them. To my understanding, the way I interpret that would be we're going to get on them, scare them really good, or threaten them really good, or whatever the case might be, and then let them go.
We'll just do whatever we got to do and ride him. The sheriff will be back in a minute. I'm sure he's going to talk to him.
Again, the sheriff.
He's the sheriff, and that's what he said he wanted to do.
Says clear as day, he's the sheriff, and he said that's what he said he wanted to do. So we already know they're coming, is what we're saying here. So we already knew how we were going to react to whoever was being received at Walton County Sheriff's Office. Let's listen further. Just another note that Walton County Jail does not have audio recording capabilities. As I said earlier, we're complacent in our own house. Therefore, we can say what we want to based off of we don't have audio. As in the previous case where a 17-year-old was tased naked, he says that, well, I wasn't cussing. They say I was cussing. Well, we would have heard that had we had audio in this jail. However, this is, again, one of the best ran jails in Georgia.
What's the name? What did you get brought in for?
So while he's addressing the individuals that were brought in, he's basically threatening them with being raped while in custody. He says, basically, while you're here, I'm going to be kind and not use the dirty words. He says, basically, while you're here, want it or not, you're going to be raped. And don't bring your back down here. Is this politically correct? Is this what the parents or the aunts and uncles in Ansley Lake want to hear about? Well, we got in trouble, we got a ticket, but we were also threatened with bodily harm while we were arrested at the jail? Is this what the normal citizen deserves? At this point, basically the officer is coming inside to finish up his paperwork. The blue shirt here you see is actually the current sheriff, Joe Chapman, coming back into the central control room. The Monroe officers are getting ready to go make copies of his paperwork, and where he's actually addressed by the sheriff directly.
How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
Doing good, Sheriff.
You ain't got that camera turned on in here, do you?
Yes, sir, I do.
You need to turn it off when you come in my central control.
Roger that, Sheriff.
Turn the body camera off while you're in my central control room. Well, it's the taxpayer's central control room, not mine. That officer had every right to have that body camera on to protect himself, to protect the actual arrestee, the person that was brought in. However, because of complacency, the audio picked up things that the current sheriff did not want the average normal person to hear. Why? Well, he knows my jail, as he quote said, in my jail, he knows there's no audio. They're going to be careful what they do physically, however, not verbally. This is no longer acceptable. This is why we said violation of oath of office and misconduct. You, as sheriff, should publicly apologize for saying that to whoever it was that it was said to. I believe the citizens would want you to step down and resign your position for threatening people of bodily harm. It's not a scare tactic, that's a threat. No one should go to anybody's jail and feel that they're going to be raped. Not to mention, you never know anybody's past history. So when you mention things about being sodomized, you could send them into a whole different mental state. Personally, I think that the state and the Federal Department of Justice should get involved, and further investigation should be done on this Walton County Sheriff's Office. The actions are not just. The words used were harsh. Not to mention, to think of how the parents would feel knowing this was said to their loved ones, or their mom, or their dad, or their brother, or their sister, while to be allegedly in safe custody. Again, we've had suicides, threats of being raped, unprofessionalism. When does it stop? Walton County citizens, it's time to clean house. Not yesterday, not day before. It was time to clean the house several years ago. So now ask yourselves, it's a new election period. Would you want 4 more years of this? Or do you think it's time for new leadership? I don't think it's time for new leadership. I know it's time for new leadership. I ask that you please step forward, write in Mike Sledge for Walton County Sheriff, and bring back integrity, honor, and loyalty back to the Walton County Sheriff's Office. Thank you very much, and God bless.